Hello friend, it's Katie and welcome to my channel today. Today I have a couple of fun DIY projects that are inspired by my love for the Pioneer Woman. I kind of feel like I'm an OG Pioneer Woman fan because I remember reading her blog like way back in the day when her kids were very little, like when she was very first becoming famous and on the scene. I started reading her blog. And I love not only her lifestyle and her recipes that she shares, but I also love her decor style. And I'm so excited that she has come out with stuff that we can get at Walmart. So today, however, I wanted to create some fun DIYs that are inspired by her. And this is the first time I've ever made a DIY that's inspired by the Pioneer Woman. I don't know where I've been, what I've been doing. Today's video is part of a collaboration that is called the What Would You Make collaboration. And this is hosted by Zaina at OK At Home DIY. And she has a co-host today, which is Marsha from Marsha's Mush and Stuff. I'm gonna link both of their videos down in the description box below, as well as the playlist. So if you guys wanna check out the playlist, see all of the awesome stuff that there is to see today. And if you guys are joining me from this playlist and you've never been here before, I want to just say welcome, and hopefully you enjoy what you see today and that you'll come back for more future videos. I like to do DIYs, thrift flips, trash to treasures, but I also own a small business where I make handmade wood signs. So when I saw this What Would You Make challenge, I knew that it was going to be perfect for me because I like to make a lot of things out of wood. So let's go see what I came up with that is Pioneer Woman inspired. So I kind of started out wanting to have something to add to my kitchen. I had one little spot on my wall where I had removed another sign and wanted to add something just kind of in my command center. So this is how I usually make my framed wood signs, and I do have a video tutorial that I'll link in the description box below that'll show you more in depth. But I get my 1x12 pine wood and my 1x4s, and then I rip them in half for my frames. And because I almost always use that dark stain, I stain them before I cut them. And unfortunately, I didn't have anything blank, but you'll see that I'm not going with that stain color. So this is the basic shape of what my sign is going to be. I'm going to show you guys the inspiration piece, which I found on Pinterest and saved quite a while ago. I do think it was from Walmart, but I could not find it on their website anywhere. So if you come across it, snag it up, because isn't that pretty? So I kind of use that as a starting point, and that's what led me to what I created today. So on my board, it does have this stamp and some marking. I sanded it all down really good, and I'm just going to wipe it off. And normally I would sand a little bit more or do a very good base coat to cover that up. But because I'm going to be covering it up with something else, I'm not too worried about it today. So this was the perfect project. I picked up these laminate adhesive at Walmart. It's kind of for shelf liners, but I'm going to be using it as a covering here on my sign. So I thought this would make a perfect background. Obviously, we could have painted something, but because I had this stuff and I really liked the look of it, and knowing that it was already done up as a Pioneer Woman, I decided to use that. So I'm just cutting it down to the size. I am making it just a little bit bigger because I kind of want it to wrap over the edges, simply because I don't want it coming up. And so once I put the frame on there, the frame obviously is going to hold those end pieces really, really well. So I was originally thinking I could cut out a word to put on here, but then I got to thinking about this project, and I remembered I had this chicken wire ribbon, I guess. I'm pretty sure that I picked this up at Hobby Lobby, and if I can find it somewhere, I will link it down below. I was thinking about getting actual chicken wire, but everything that we had around here was used, and I didn't want to do that. So I just stapled that chicken wire ribbon on there, And then I am taking some of this red chalk paint. It's called Crimson by Waverly, and I'm painting the frame parts. It is going to be a little bit darker than what I was hoping, but it's all going to work out just fine. So now I'm ready to assemble my frame, and I use my Ryobi brad nailer, and I wasn't able to get it all in the shot as well as I tried, but this is basically how I do my framed wood signs when I make them like this. So you can't see the chicken wire very good just yet, but it's on there and it is covered up by the frame, so it is good to go. And I think it has turned out so cute. So I am going to be making these other two little signs, and I want to show you guys those. But first I want to remind you that this is part of the What Would You Make collaboration with OK at Home DIY and Marsha's Emotion Stuff. So make sure you check out the playlist down below, and so you guys can see all of the cute stuff that is being made. And if you guys are new, I would welcome you to join me over on Instagram, where I story and share a lot of fun behind the scenes and other DIY projects as well. Okay, so for these signs, I'm actually using some pre-made signs. Once I started getting going on making my handmade signs, I found these from craft deals, and I'm going to link that down below too. I cannot purchase the lumber and the supplies and cut them down and do all of this work for the same price that they charge over there. So I just order it. So anymore, this is usually what I'm doing when I'm making my signs. But maybe you don't have the tools to make your own wood signs, and craft deals is the way to go. I promise this isn't a commercial for them. I just like sharing. So I painted one in white, and then I painted the other in maize, and then I painted the little MDF backers for the signs with white as well, just using chalk paint. I just prefer to use chalk paint all the time. I just like how it turns out and how it dries. So now I'm going to be doing kind of a buffalo check technique, which if you've watched any of my other videos, I usually do the blue painter's tape, but I wanted this to be much smaller, so I'm just using some washi tape. I am an OG paper crafter, so I've got washi tape all over the place. I felt like this turquoise was a good color, and then I did the other one in a red color. I love that. I guess that's kind of more like a gingham maybe than the buffalo plaid. I don't know, but how pretty is that? Oof. So to put my frames together, I am using this Gorilla Glue, and I have to tell you guys, beware, you do not need to use a lot. You'll see me add it here, and then I'm going to add it to the other one. Don't do that. A little bit goes a long way. That stuff expands. And then normally after I let that set, then I do hit each of the corners with my brad nailer. I cut out these little pieces of critters with my Glowforge, but I know that you guys can find wood cutouts like this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And then I painted them with that metallic spray paint. And then I just added a little bit of cinnamon because that kind of helps make a little bit of a rust color. And then I'm just using some little extra pieces from the Glowforge to kind of add some dimension. I wanted there to be a bit of a gap between the animal and the background, even though they're already pretty cool 3D. So I added some clips to this and hung up a couple of pictures, and then added my cute little extra signs on the side, and this coordinates so well. If you're still here, I hope that you enjoyed today's projects that were inspired by the Pioneer Woman's decorations, and I hope that you will decide to come back in the future. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button as well as that little bell to be notified every time I upload. These are the fun type of projects that I love sharing here on my YouTube channel. And once again, make sure you check out the playlist from today's collaboration, and check back in the future for even more fun, and join me on my other social media channels as well. I love sharing all kinds of DIYs and crafts with you everywhere. Thank you, and have a wonderful day, everybody.